That didn't work.
I think we just keep that.
Just keep that?
Just keep
Welcome to episode 9. Whoa, then my voice just cracked. Welcome to episode 9 of the Drunken Monkeys. I am your host, Brandon Nichols, and joining me as always is Master Sam Spangler. How are you doing, Sam?
It's good. Doing real well.
How are you doing, Master?
Master, that's correct.
You told me I had to call you
I
Master.
know, I did. Did you say the name of the podcast?
Yeah, I said the Drunken Magicians.
Okay, I didn't know if
because I was all like, welcome to episode 9.
Okay. I just wasn't sure if it came out.
I think I was just confusing you. You're looking at me like, what the hell is wrong with Brandon?
I know. As you're dying over there. I guess I should probably do something about that.
I mean, you kind of have the medical training.
I do.
And the official piece of paper that says that.
I do. Not hanging on my wall yet.
Are you going to try for a doctorate?
No, not at this point.
No.
Yeah.
You're like,
not at this point.
Not at my age and not at the cost of that crap.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I heard it.
That's exactly, yep, I'm thinking about it.
So
it just makes my money disappear.
Right? How was your weekend, sir?
It was a good week. Well, other than I have this bad thing that happens that after I work a stretch and then I've got a long period of like off time coming up, I'll get sick.
Yeah.
Like my body's just like, oh, you've got a time to like relax and enjoy yourself. Here's a nice like cold virus, basically.
It doesn't help that you were at my house while I had a massive head cold either.
Well, I mean, but also, I work in a hospital, and so
right.
Therefore I'm exposed to who knows what at any point.
You also, and I said this to your wife over the weekend, you have a habit of every time you get here, the first thing you do is put your mouth right up on the microphone.
I do. It's true, but that's what you got to do in the biz.
That's
what they tell you.
The pod biz?
Yeah, they say in the pod biz, get right up on that mic.
So just so people understand, you got your master's degree.
Yeah.
In what?
Basically, master's in science and nursing.
Nursing?
Mm-hmm.
Well, congrats.
Thank you very much.
Because that's a really cool, big achievement. I honestly didn't realize it was a master's.
Yeah.
And so when we got there and I was like trying to find you, I was like, well, this section is for masters. I'm like, oh shit, there it is right there. I didn't understand that.
Yeah. No.
Class of 2016.
Yeah, that was a nice little thing that flipped on the screen. It did say class of 2019, and then all of a sudden it flipped to 2016 at the end.
Yeah, it was like, what? Austin just kind of leaned over and smacked my arm and pointed up, and I was like, what? Now, that did not say 2016 earlier. Yeah.
Which if we had gone back in time and I had to do it all over again, my wife would kill me if she was aware of it, because she would not want me to do it.
We're starting over.
I know. So we're going to have to do this again. Plus side, I've got all my papers still.
There you go. Good. Did you do anything else over the weekend? Fun? Interesting?
Yesterday was a complete relaxed, chill day at our house. I watched a ton of movies, just watched the Chiefs, and just kind of trying to recover completely from this. I felt like I was on the tail end of this,
right?
Cold kind of coming over me. So it was kind of like, I'm just going to relax and enjoy it. And then today we went to go, the kiddos had a snow day.
And tomorrow,
which is a lot of fun. So I went and took them to go see the new Jumanji movie that's out there. I don't know. It's got a little, blurb underneath it. It's basically the second one. It's okay. It's not fantastic.
And you said you actually enjoyed the first one.
Yes.
Which I have not seen, but now that you've said that, now I kind of want to see it.
If you've seen the Jumanji back in the day with Robin Williams, have you seen that?
Yes.
Okay. So jump forward to this Jumanji, what did I call it? Into the Jungle or something like that. Is like the little, heading with it, is kind of bringing things. I don't want to spoil it because I know you haven't seen it. Just taking ideas and things from themes from that Robin Williams movie and putting it into this in a modern time. And it actually worked really well, and I was surprised. And I really enjoyed it. This one feels like a cash grab. They take characters and they try to mix things in, and it's just not as fun. And I don't enjoy the characters that they brought into the movie. And that just felt to me like, well, they're just trying to make money off this as quickly as they can.
Gotcha.
So, okay, it's fine.
So yesterday I did something that's going to be controversial. Not what I did was controversial, but I have a feeling the reply I'm going to get from you is going to be controversial.
Probably so.
I watched Elf for the first time yesterday, and I didn't understand the appeal. It had like 2 or 3 spots that gave me a really good laugh. Right. It had 2 or 3 spots that gave me a pretty good laugh.
Yeah.
But I think this is another thing where had I seen it when it came out, I probably would have liked it a lot more, and jokes would have held with me. But then again, I was talking to somebody else today that was like, I really liked Elf when it came out, but it was a one-time watch, and I have no desire to ever see it again.
It is kind of funny. It's on a normal rotation for us at our house every holiday season where Elf comes out, and I can sit and enjoy it. I do think the ending falls apart.
It falls apart a lot.
Yeah, it kind of, I don't really know where they were thinking they were going to go, or it just seems kind of hokey to me. The Christmas magic and spirit and all that, but it is what it is.
And I will say that's a Jon Favreau movie.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw Jon Favreau was the director, as the opening credits were going, I'm like, oh, well, I'm definitely gonna love this movie.
Yeah.
Nope.
And then not so much.
No, not so
I
much.
feel like I'm hit or miss with some of his.
I will also say I have a massively huge crush on Zooey Deschanel.
Oh yeah.
I'm not a fan of her with blonde hair.
When did she have? Oh, in that movie. Yeah. Sorry, I was trying to think.
I was like, it took me a second to realize it was her.
Yeah. Have you seen 500 Days of Summer?
No, I have not.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Is it?
You need to check that one out.
Okay, I'll check that one out.
So she's in it.
I'll add that to my thumb movie that I need to watch. My stack of thumb movies.
You don't have to watch those. Those are terrible.
Oh, I'm gonna watch them because you guys have sold me on them.
Emma was so excited to give those to you.
She really did look excited.
I know.
So was that just she just wanted them out of the house?
No,
she was like genuinely excited.
I don't know. She just wants to share in the pain, I guess. I don't know what it is.
I just want to point out you guys purchased them, so
yeah, we did. I know.
Yeah. Sam's wife gave us a whole bunch of DVDs to watch that were Thumb Wars and was it Franken-Thumb or
Bat Thumb,
Panic? Yeah, they're all
the
like
Blair Thumb,
30-minute movies.
Yeah. I don't know why we got them back in the day. They just were. I think it was one of those periods of time, kind of like we were talking earlier, before you have kids, when you're first married, and you kind of got disposable income, and you're just like, oh, this is something that you enjoyed prior to getting together as a couple. They're like, oh, this will be funny to have around, and now they just sit there forever. I don't know. You can watch them and tell me what you think.
I will. We're gonna watch them.
Tell me if they're better than Elf.
Well, now see, I probably won't say that they're better than Elf.
Well, you could.
I could. So right, let's get this going because we have a lot to talk about here.
We do have a lot.
I think I want to do. Do you want to do the reveals first before we get into the big so we can talk about that stuff?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, I'm just gonna go. I just opened up Polygon and went because they have a live blog they did that just does a quick little thing. The big reveals and trailers and stuff they talked about. The first one was the strategy game Humankind. They showed the character system. This has been one of those weird games where I'm like, I'm not sure if it's going to be something I want to check out, whereas you basically start and you evolve.
Okay. Like
you start as a primate and evolve out.
Wasn't there a game that was just like this? Well,
no, they've just been teasing the same damn game for if it's the game I'm thinking it is.
Okay, maybe
it was a real quick thing, so I was like, I don't know.
Okay.
Another Final Fantasy VII trailer. I want to play it.
I didn't even see that. The new one.
You didn't see it?
No.
It's just the thing on Polygon here says new Final Fantasy VII remake trailer focuses on Cloud. I think it just shows you more of the stuff.
I tried to play Final Fantasy VII like back in the day. Like, well, not even back in the day. After it had gotten popularized, a friend lent it to me, and he's like, make sure you get like a couple like save data cards because I guess they can go corrupt or like lose your save and all that. And so I played, I don't know.
God, back when you had to worry about memory cards.
I know. But I probably played a good like 25 to 30 hours, and then something happened with the save data, and it was all gone. And I was like, guess what? I'm never going to play. And that was it. And that was when I was done with it.
I've never been real big on turn-based RPGs. Having said that, I think we talked about this last week. My love of Fire Emblem is it's a really good game.
I may have to give this a try. I've heard a lot of good things.
Yeah. But people have always asked me, I've always said I don't like turn-based RPGs. There's been 2 that I've ever liked. I had a buddy of mine that I said this to, and they were like, they immediately turned to me and said the exact 2. Final Fantasy VII and Super Mario RPG. Okay. Those are the only 2 turn-based RPGs I've ever liked. But
I liked Super Mario RPG.
Yeah.
I played that back on the Super
really
NES
good
back
game.
in the day. Yeah, it was a blast.
I was kind of hoping it was going to be on the SNES thing.
The classic?
Yeah.
I think it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's how long it's since I plugged in the SNES thing and looked at it. I think
yeah,
I was
I'm pretty
probably
sure it
like
is.
Play the original Super Mario.
No, I know it is because I was showing Kai it and having him play through some of it.
Well, then I want Austin to play it because I'm gonna have to go back through because I hardly ever touch that thing. But No More Heroes 3. Now I have never played a No More Heroes game.
Wasn't that the Wii game back in the day?
I don't know.
With like a sword?
I had never heard of it until Nintendo directed E3.
Oh, this is that game.
They released the trailer for it, and I was like, "What is this?" But it opened up with this weird ass looking '80s trailer.
Yeah, that sounds
to
about
something.
right. Yep.
The guy went back in time, and then he came back 20 years later, and he's like, "He kind of had this. I'm a superhero, and I'm gonna kill everybody" type thing. And it was like,
"Yep, this is that game."
What?
Yeah.
So did you ever play that? Was it?
No, I've never played any of those games. But from what I remember, this was back when the Wii, I believe, was huge, and you actually used the one of the nunchucks as like your sword, and you would go and like take out other assassins or something like that.
Yeah. Well, the trailer has piqued my interest to where I want to know what No More Heroes 3 is.
And it's on Nintendo?
Yeah, it's on Nintendo Switch. Yep. I don't know if it's this little thing. I'm not clicking any of these links with how slow my Chromebook is going. No, it just says Travis Touchdown returns in colorful No More Heroes 3 trailer.
Travis Touchdown. That's right. I forgot. They had quite a naming convention.
I'm going to skip the 3 big news things and I'll come back down to it. Okay. Bravely Default 2 was announced for Switch, coming out next year. Another RPG I'm not really that into. First Riot Forge game, Ruined King, a League of Legends story. So they announced 2 or 3 League of Legends stories, which I'm not big on League of Legends. It's what are those called?
Oh man, not MOBAs. Are they?
Yeah,
MOBAs.
MOBAs.
Yeah.
I'm not big on MOBAs.
Yeah.
I think DC had one or tried to make one. I was like, oh, hey, maybe I'll get into it because it's a comic book based.
Right.
Didn't work. But the Riot Forge is making basically first person story based off of League of Legends. So Ruined King is one of the ones they announced. So that has me like a little, okay, you're gonna take the lore of League of Legends and make them into first person. They almost don't look like huge first person stories. It kind of made me think of I may be completely wrong, but in my head, this is how I saw it. Remember, Assassin's Creed released those mini stories. Yeah, they were like
like side scrolling.
Type thing. I'm wondering if that's kind of like obviously not side scrolling, but like more of a mini adventure type thing. I don't know if they're going to be really big deals. Well,
I mean, for that crowd,
right? So
if you're already invested in League of Legends,
right?
Sure.
But that could also be something that makes me care about the world a little, if they do it right. Player Unknown, which is the people who make your game PUBG. Yeah. Their first their next project was teased, Prologue. There didn't really look like there was anything there. I mean, it was just kind of like, hey, we're making this.
So it probably piqued that whole crowd's interest.
Right, yeah. So
they're like, oh, okay.
Because I remember that guy was like, I have no desire to make another battle royale or shooter game. I want to make something different. Huh. So he's like, I did it.
Well, let's be honest. Did he actually do it? Because that game may still be broken as hell.
True. Well, now on PC or on Xbox?
I don't know.
And
all the above. Now, granted, I guess he's made $1 billion. So
right. Yeah. The console versions, I think, will forever be crap.
Broken. We need to go back and play some of those. I'd be curious to see.
I have never played that.
You and I have never played it?
We have,
All right.
We
need to make this happen.
When we first started hanging out, I went to the poker game with you.
Yeah.
Whoever was one of the guys there, you guys sat and talked
Miles.
about. Was it Miles?
Yeah,
talked about PUBG for a little while.
Oh yeah, we talked about it. That is his jam. He got on some different war game recently, but PUBG is a game he'll go back to, and he's just like he just loves it. I kind of feel bad because his wife has gotten really mad at him about it. So, sorry, Jen. I apologize.
End Night reveals sequel to The Forest.
Wait, did you say M Night?
End Night.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be
Shyamalan.
That's what I was thinking. Shyamalan.
And the Forest trailer looked creepy. I don't know.
Gosh, man, I don't know how I missed all these trailers.
I asked you beforehand if I needed to send these to you if you needed to see it. Ori and the Will of the Wisps delayed until March.
I'm okay with that.
Take as much time as you need. As long as it's a great game like the first one.
Yeah.
I will forever be like, delay the game. Like what was like when they delayed the zombie game for PlayStation. Last of Us 2.
Last of Us 2, yeah.
They delayed it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Do it. Do what you got to do.
Oh, yes.
I will never argue them delaying a game as long as it helps it. Yeah, but now if it doesn't help it, then it'll be like, what the hell did you do with all your extra time? Like, God of War was delayed like 3 times, I think.
Well, and rightly so. I mean, take your time. Don't rush these things.
But the trailer they showed for Ori looked amazing. And another game that I just can't wait for it to be released. And I don't necessarily have to directly pay for it because it'll be on
Game Pass.
Game Pass.
Once again, it's like we're advertising for them. But if you don't own it,
Microsoft, I'm going to, maybe I'm going to send an email to Microsoft say, we talk about how awesome we love Game Pass all the time. Right. Maybe send us some codes. We'll give out Game Pass to a couple people.
Yes.
I will gladly do that. Cyberpunk 77.
Yeah.
Soundtrack. They released some people that were going to be on it. Grimes, Run the Jewels, ASAP Rocky, and more.
I saw all that information, but I didn't listen to any of the tracks.
I didn't listen to any of it either. Okay. The Ghost of Tsushima.
Yep.
The 10-second trailer that they showed on the State of Play. The full trailer was played out on the Video Game Awards. I mean, it added a little bit to it.
Yeah.
But the only gameplay that they showed was the dude riding the horse through the stuff.
Yeah. What do you think of that game when you look at it? It reminds me of like an old, was it a Western? PlayStation 2 game back in the day that was like a ninja game that was similar to that. But watching some of
Samurai Warriors?
No, not Samurai Warriors. Oh man, I'm gonna like hit myself whenever I'm just like, But some Novik. No, that's not it. So. Shoot. All right. But yeah, what do you think? Like kind of watching the fuller trailer of it.
I mean, it looks like he's going to be a dude on a mission to avenge whatever happened to him and his family and his crew in a war. Yeah. I mean, I've always liked Japanese culture like that. And that kind of like old school stuff, like the mask, it was really cool because they showed him take the mask off and you could they did a really good up close shot of the mask, and I liked it because it's like rope. It's a rope loop around the ears, and it's just they did such good detail on it. I don't know. I feel like a lot of these games like this, the first party games.
There we go. Tenchu. Back in the day, there were these games called like Tenchu, Stealth Assassins, and I actually tried playing one, and it was like the most challenging thing I've ever played. But that's prior to me playing a bunch of like stealth games where you had to be careful. Normally I'm like
a Metal Gear game or something.
Yeah, kind of like that. But you were a ninja.
I really hope there's an Old West vibe to it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, no, I need to see more. I have a feeling it'll be good. The problem is it's being made by Japan Studios for Sony, and what sells in Japan doesn't always sell in the West.
Very true.
And it's not for a lack of it not being good. It's just what people are wanting and expecting from a video game.
Yeah.
It's entirely not the same thing. Blade Point, a multiplayer ninja game. I don't remember seeing that one. There's some other things in here. I'm just going to skip. Oh, the other League of Legends single player story says it's an action platformer. Is Convergence, but it's CONV/Urgence. They ended the show with, and I thought it was stupid, Fast and Furious.
I
was like, really? This is how we're ending the show?
I don't really. I mean, what is Fast and Furious on now? 9, 10 movies?
9. They have 9 and 10 played.
I don't get the appeal.
I don't.
Now, granted, I also do enjoy movies that are just like stupid action, that are just like, oh, you can sit back, shut your brain off. But I just don't understand like why these movies have continued to be so successful.
No. And see, and here's my thing. Had it been Michelle Rodriguez comes out, Vin Diesel comes out, and they showed the trailer for their new movie, I think it'd have been bangers. Whatever. Like, it'd have been awesome. Good job, guys. You got a world premiere trailer at the end of this thing.
Abracadabra.
But they gave you a trailer for a video game based off of a movie, and we all know video games based off of movies are garbage. Yeah. And it looked like a pile of hot garbage. I was like, man, I don't care how fun this might be.
Maybe this is before the texture packs hit it. Stuff like that.
Way before.
But I'm just like, what in the...
And then I guess they announced at the end of it, that, which I need to do, and I don't know if you have, there's a Grizz-themed gun in Rainbow Six.
Oh, huh. I didn't see that.
Or it's a wrap for your guns.
Okay.
It's free for everybody.
Oh, that's nice. I'll take it.
Yeah. Sure. I don't know if you did that or not. So the three big stories, and I'm going to work from what I thought was smallest of the biggest to the biggest.
Okay.
The first PlayStation 5 game was announced, Godfall. Gearbox is publishing it, which is interesting for me.
It is.
It's a looter slasher. Yeah. So the company that makes Borderlands, looter shooter, is a looter slasher, and I don't know how well I think that can, because there's something for shooting.
Oh, for sure.
Like in Destiny and Borderlands, there's something to shooting and running. It's very fast paced.
Yeah.
Games where you're sword based combat, unless you're something like Devil May Cry, which I will say the trailer did have an obscenely large sword. That was very.
True. Who doesn't like a large sword?
Right. Had a very Square Enix feel look to the sword, like a Keyblade or something.
You're wondering how is that person holding that with one hand?
Right, exactly. Always like, why?
You're like, that's impossible.
And it
defies physics.
The trailer was supposed to have been shown in game or in engine.
Yeah.
So, but they don't really show you anything. It's more of just a meh type.
Yeah, kind of them just chatting.
You're like, hey, PlayStation 5 wants to make an announcement, and we're only doing this because the bigger announcement was that Microsoft just came out and said, oh, hey, here's our new Xbox Series X. Take a look. Here's the controller. Here's the system.
Yeah.
And here's a Hellblade 2 announcement trailer. And I'm like, you're like, wait, hold on. Slow down. What's happening? And this is in the first 10 minutes of the Video Game Awards, and you're like...
Oh, it's insane.
I'm like, okay. Like, I literally sat at my computer, and I had Twitter open on one. I had the stream going on another, and I don't remember what was open on my third monitor, and I'm just like typing away. I made some comment, and then I'm like, I literally started typing, holy shit, they're unveiling the new Xbox. Like, what the... So the new Xbox looks like a mini CPU, stands upright, but as Sam has made sure to make me aware,
multiple times,
it can lay on its side. It does, which I pointed out multiple times, it does have a slot for a disc. It is not all digital.
Which I'm hearing rumors that this is the Pro version.
Right.
That there's going to be an all digital version with no disc drive.
And I'm not against that.
No, I have no problem.
The further I've gotten into this current generation, I own one game. No, I'm sorry, I take it back. I own 3 game discs for my Xbox One. I own Modern Warfare, Portal 2 because I found it for $4.
It's a good deal.
And there's another game. Oh no, I don't own it. Dave bought Left 4 Dead.
Okay.
Because it was also $4. So those are the only 3 actual discs I have for my Xbox. And that was just because I had a feeling at some point I was going to get bored with Modern Warfare and I wanted to use it as trade-in fodder.
Yeah.
But all the other stuff I have is all digital, which is complete opposite of how I play my PlayStation 4, because I buy actual discs for my PlayStation 4 all the time. And I think that's probably because I mostly play on my PlayStation 4, where I buy a game, I'll play it, because it's all single-player games. I'll beat it fairly quickly, and then use it to trade in, which is still its maximum value, towards the next first-person game I want to play.
Right.
So it's all a matter of how I play. I think I use my Xbox more for my multiplayer game, playing games with friends, and Sony's killer at making first-person experience or single game first party. No, what the hell? My brain just shut off. single player experiences.
Yes, they are very good.
Yes. So let's break down this Xbox thing. First thing that made me really happy that I just want to say, the controller has a share button.
That is nice.
And that's like the one thing that drives me insane about trying to share something on an Xbox is what I feel like there's too many steps to go through to get to the share thing. And if you're not aware of it, and you're like, and you don't do it that often, you go, oh crap, which one is it? I mean, PlayStation, it's right there. Click there, share.
Which before, I mean, to be fair, when the Kinect was still, a product that was sold with it, you would just say Xbox record that,
right?
And it would.
And I used to
most
do that.
of the time.
Most of the time. So I think that was probably one of my bigger things. So Sam, what do you think of the name?
I don't know. As far as naming conventions goes, it definitely is one of those where there is a little bit of confusion that I can see it having moving forward. I don't know. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm fine with it because I am in the know. Right. But anybody else, I'm just like, I don't know.
If anybody you know that's going to buy it for their kid for Christmas the next year or something, like, which one am I? So here's another question. You said that you thought that was like the Pro version.
Yeah.
So do you think Series X is the Pro version, but is it really just named Xbox, do you think? And Series X is the Pro, and then once it comes to release, they'll release like 2 or 3 SKUs.
Gosh, I never even.
Series X is the Pro.
I didn't really think about that, but if there's another SKU that's put out with it, that's all digital, it's just gonna muddy the waters even more at that point.
See, Xbox 360 did that towards the end of its life cycle. It was just releasing new versions that were different, had different like wraps on it, but they were like with this megabytes or this, and it was like
that one had the hard drive you could take out of it as well.
Right. Yep. But it was just like I think towards the end I was like, are there like 5 different versions of an Xbox 360 that you can buy? Like, why is it even a thing? So, but so then they showed the Hellblade 2 trailer, which was in-game engine, like live, created everything from in it. What were your thoughts on that?
I liked it. It was creepy as all get out. It was one of those that I have the previous Sensua game. Right. I can't remember its full title. Downloaded on Game Pass. And I booted it up and played like the initial part of it, just because I've heard it's a good game for people to experience what schizophrenia might actually feel like. Right. To kind of like in your mind, things messing with you, and just kind of getting a little bit of idea of like this sequel. I mean, it's just nutty. It's one of those you're just like, man, that's just like creepy when you see somebody's face contorted, speaking in a voice that doesn't match the face, as I don't even know what's like shadow demons and things like that are going on around it.
Well, and what's great, what I liked was, so when they released that, the woman that plays the main character is one of the game developers. Yeah. And they got her to do all the mocap and everything. Well, she also, or so then they sold, but I don't remember the name of the company that owns it. I feel bad for that.
Ninja Theory?
Ninja Theory, thank you. So then Microsoft bought Ninja Theory, and I remember one of the first things I thought was, I hope they keep this woman on, because she was a huge, focal point for them for Hellblade. Absolutely. So I was a little. So when the trailer started going and it was her again, I was like, that's pretty good. I like that. That looks good. I will say the visuals, if that's really in game, not just engine based, and that transitions into it, which is what I've heard a lot about both PS5 and the X series. It's like almost like high-end PC anymore. Oh, absolutely. It's ridiculous.
Well, and if that's the benchmark where we're starting, right, the next generation, it is going to be very crazy just to see the advancements as the next generation builds from. Like, what is it going to look like 4 years down the line from that console being released, 2 years down, you're like, where is it gonna go? What is it gonna be able to do? And it's just gonna be amazing. And on top of that, some of the different advances that they're talking about with the console itself, of being able to load multiple games, have it like playing in the background. So like say you've played through games previously, and you jump into like the third one that you'd played, you're like supposed to be able to possibly bring it right up immediately. You're not going to have to load into it.
Right.
They're going to have the, solid state drives in them, so that loading in general is going to be a much faster process. I'm like, yes, convenience of life factors, which I'm all for.
Yeah.
So
like, especially happy. Like when you, because I know I think it kind of works where you should be able to like watch Netflix and then switch back to a game.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's always this like, will the game not have like aired out to the menu?
Right.
Like on both Xbox and PlayStation.
No, I know
I'm
exactly
like,
what you mean.
what do you?
Did it crash the hard drive?
Right. Did it?
Yeah.
Sorry, but yeah, no, I'm. And there, I don't remember if it was a Microsoft executive or a PlayStation executive in an interview recently. Kind of made it sound like they're kind of now working off of a 5-year cycle.
Yeah.
So the main consoles will be released next year, but then in 5 years it's going to be the Pro model where they update it.
Yeah.
Well, even PlayStation 5 is rumored to have interchangeable parts.
Right.
Whether you just add and upgrade it as you go.
That'd be interesting because I don't know if did you ever own a Nintendo 64 back in the day?
I never owned one,
but
I played one a lot.
There was lots of little things that like add-ons that the Nintendo 64 would have as you owned it. One of them, like I remember the Rumble Pack on the controllers. Yeah. Like the controllers didn't used to just rumble, and then it's like you got the Rumble Pack, and it's like, oh, this is kind of cool. I'm playing Star Fox 64,
right?
And as I'm getting shot at, it's like rumbling. And then Nintendo loves having peripherals. That's like their thing, is they love releasing peripherals. There was like in the Nintendo 64 a little place you could open up, and you'd pull out like a little port, and you like implanted in the console like a device that apparently gave it a little bit more RAM basically.
Okay.
And so you could run games. There were certain games you couldn't play without this device in there. And so it's interesting because I feel like Nintendo's been doing little bits of this their whole life of and it's for Xbox and PlayStation, it's kind of been looked down upon, but it's like, no, I'm fine. Like I don't mind adding to.
We just talked about this Saturday night because I said, do you think Nintendo should ever try to take a run at like Microsoft or Sony and what they're doing? I agree with you. I think they should just stay in their space.
Absolutely.
Keep doing something different.
Yep.
Keep making their.
And I love seeing, even when they fail, it's interesting to see.
Right.
Like I didn't get a Wii U. I was like, no, that's not my bag. Like it had too many limitations on it.
Right.
But I think the Wii U's concept was the prototype to what the Switch has become.
Right. And the Switch is amazing.
And the Switch is hands down just an amazing console. I'm like, wow, they knocked it out of the park. I had no questions I was going to buy that when I saw the Switch.
Yeah, a buddy of mine was like, why are you going to buy a Switch? I was like, all these games are going to be available on the Wii U. I'm like, yeah, but like I don't have to be at my television.
Yeah.
And it's not the size of an old Neo Geo that I'm like,
They really took that design and like just shaved it down to what it needed to be and made it portable as heck and was like, there you have it.
Lightweight, just throw it in whatever you needed to do.
It's great. That's fantastic. So are you going to buy the Xbox Series X?
Oh, my plan is to get both of them.
You're going to go both.
So this was my.
Is there any price point that puts you off one or the other?
I think anything over 500 puts me off.
Okay.
I thought PlayStation 4 nailed it.
Yeah.
At the $399.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're going to do that again.
You think they're going to go higher?
I think it's going to be $499 on both.
Okay.
I'll be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Microsoft pushed it to 600 if they do the 2 SKUs, if they do more than 1 SKU, if they're like really trying to push the.
I hear you, but
I know.
I think just from the PlayStation 3. When it released,
the $600, it was ridiculous.
Like, and that's the thing is everybody, and there has to be somebody at Microsoft that just from that piece of history can remember it did not go well for them.
And I know there's inflation and cost of living, and like everybody has like every price is on everything up, so people should expect it. But I do seriously think like $500 is the max. Like I don't care how advanced you make your system.
Yeah.
If you need to make a loss on it for the first year to get an install base, you need to do it because I can't see where you can go over.
I will say even $500. I think like I get where you're coming from. 500 is like yeah, with what they're showing us and what they're coming out with, I'm like, yes, is it probably going to be worth it? Absolutely. But it just pushes it just enough to make like the automatic, like, yeah, I'm getting it, to be like, I'm not 100%.
My plan is usually, and I'm hoping, here's my bigger hope.
Here's your bigger hope. Okay.
GameStop lasts for another year.
Yeah.
And they don't go away, because so like you pre-order a game console or a game from anywhere else, you have to pay the price up front.
Right.
GameStop, so with the PS4 was, you had to pay $100.
Yeah.
That was your start. And then from there, you just had to have it paid off by the time the system released.
Gotcha.
So for me, my thought process is pre-orders go live, and I'll figure out a way to hit the pre-order amount that I have to pay. And then I've got 12 months or however many months to just throw $10, throw $20, do what I need to if I have time, so that by release, they're ready to go.
Did you hear about the upgrade deal that Xbox was doing?
Mm-mm.
So I don't know exactly how it works, but I heard there was an upgrade deal for this next console that I'm not sure if you had an X or if you had a regular Xbox, that basically you started paying on the new console and then basically switched it out. So like your Xbox One, and you got the like Series X.
Right.
By the time it was released. I'll have to look more into it. That's very vague, what I'm telling you.
Well, that's very interesting. It's also kind of smart. I mean, if you do it right. If Microsoft stores, because they're all over the place, they should have something set up like that.
Oh, yeah.
So
completely.
Because I think that's a real benefit for people like that want to pre-order games from GameStop, is you don't have to pay $60 up front. Yeah. Hey, so there's a game that is going to come out in like 8 months. You go put $5 down at GameStop, and they'll reserve you a copy for when it's released.
Right.
And then you just have however long or the night of to pay it. So I don't know. I hope that continues going and everything, like at least long enough for the new systems to come out.
Fair enough.
That's all I'm going to cover from the reveals. So let's get into the winners of the Game Awards and our predictions.
Let's see who the real winner is going to be.
Sam and I were talking ahead of time. There are a couple categories where we both whiffed, and we've decided to give those to Vic.
That's right. He's participating. He makes himself known.
He's already kept his mouth open twice tonight, so might as well just
kept his mouth open.
Got nothing to say now. I'm trying to be nice to you. You guys have nothing to say now. Okay. We'll start with the big one. I'm just going to go to the same order of the list that we did it last time.
Yeah.
Game of the year. Good job, Sam. You got the game of the year.
The funny thing is I can't even remember what I picked.
Sekiro.
Hey!
Sekiro won game of the year.
Good for Sekiro.
So I was watching the Kind of Funny stream.
Yeah.
And I had was checking in on other streams. Everybody was picking other games, but they all insisted that all the games on the list were deserving.
Yeah.
All of them looked so surprised when Sekiro won. They were like, really? Like,
yeah.
One of the guys on Kind of Funny made a point, though. They were like, usually whoever wins game direction does not win game of the year.
Game of the year. Okay.
So,
yay, point to me.
You get the first point for game of the year.
Huzzah.
My pick was Smash.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Good pick as well.
Game direction, I got the win because game direction was Death Stranding.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yours was also Sekiro. So, but that's interesting though. It's kind of like, was it the theory that whoever wins Pitcher of the Year at the Golden Globes won't win it at the Emmys or the Oscars or whatever it is? I don't pay attention to award shows normally. I would love to know why.
Wonderful story.
Yeah. Best narrative also went to me, Disco Elysium.
All right. Game we don't even know anything about.
Dude,
that's okay.
It cleaned up a little. Your pick was A Plague Tale.
Okay.
Best art direction. Vic gets this one with Control.
Vic.
And oddly enough, that was the only award Control won. Was best art direction. You and I both picked Grease, whatever.
Yeah. Grease should have won it.
Yeah. Obviously, we both picked it. Best score. You picked Cadence of Hyrule. I picked Kingdom Hearts 3. It was Death Stranding.
Oh. Surprise. So, I'm surprised you didn't go with Death Stranding on that.
Well, that was the one I was telling you. I was between Death Stranding and Kingdom Hearts.
I know, that's why I'm kind of surprised. Yeah.
And it was just one of those, I think, my love of Kingdom Hearts and whatever, apparently your despise of it.
I know, it's terrible.
Best audio design. Sam picked Death Stranding. I picked Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I won.
Call of Duty?
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty it is.
I left my crunchy sound.
I was going to say, the crunchy pop.
Best performance. I picked Laura Bailey for Gears 5. You picked Mads, which I thought was really weird. Jeff Keighley pronounced it Mikkelsen.
Oh, I've been saying it wrong.
I don't know if that's legit or just the way he thought he had to pronounce it.
Mikkelsen.
But Mads won.
All right, Mads. Way to go, my man.
So I was like...
Love it.
Yeah. Games for Impact. I picked Grizz, whatever. You picked Sea of Solitude for some reason.
Yeah.
You said you had played that though, right?
No.
Oh,
I just like the name of it.
Like the name of it.
I think I had picked one I did play, but then I was like, you know what? I like the sound of Sea of Solitude.
So here's the thing. I made a note. So I went back through and listened to our podcast while I was doing this. And that's the first time I've ever actually listened to our podcast. I just want you to know that.
No, that's fair.
And I want to apologize now for anybody who listened to last week's because I sounded like garbage and you could tell I needed to blow my nose that whole damn episode.
And part of this one.
Interesting note. You originally picked Grizz.
Yeah.
But I picked it and then you changed your thing.
Sounds about right.
So you would have had that one.
That's okay.
But you didn't.
See, that's what's more fun is, I think having a split.
Best ongoing game.
Ah, yes. I remember this category.
You picked Rainbow Six Siege.
I have to.
I picked Fortnite.
Yep.
And I won.
I have no doubts. I just couldn't do it.
Best independent game.
Yes.
I picked Baba Is You. You picked Untitled Goose Game.
Yes.
And it was Disco Elysium.
Well, good for Disco Elysium.
Vic's got 3. Well, yeah, but see, that's the thing is like now I've been like for the last 24 hours I've been like, okay, where can I buy a cheap copy of Disco Elysium? It's only on PC, but
I'm kind of curious about this game.
I'm like trying to find like CD keys or something where you can buy a cheap version of it because otherwise it's a full price game.
Untitled Goose Game. I'm not sure you got a fair shake or
I don't think that game won anything, which was so
that's
disheartening.
A travesty. Boo, Game Awards.
Best mobile game. That game would do good on mobile.
Maybe. Be hard to control.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, they've got the way
you have a lot of you flap your wings, you honk, you put your head down.
True.
There's a lot of stuff to control.
Okay,
He's a complicated goose.
You've been playing a lot of Apple Arcade. Have you seen the different grips that you can get to make controllers work?
No, I haven't.
It hooks into your phone and it connects wirelessly, and you can use an Xbox One controller. You can use a PlayStation controller.
Oh, I did know that, though.
Yeah.
That you can use,
But they have these claws that snap onto the phone and onto the controller. Okay. And I'm like, I've thought about trying to get one just so that I could play more Apple Arcade games. Because you think stereotypical mobile games, that's not what Apple Arcade games are.
Yeah.
They're like legit solid games. Best mobile game, which was what I didn't want to win. I picked Grindstone. You picked What the Golf. It was Call of Duty Mobile.
Man, wow.
Totally because of how much it sold.
We talked about that whenever it was brought up too.
Right.
I just couldn't pick it, especially with What the Golf out there.
Right.
What the Golf is amazing.
Best community support. We both picked Fortnite.
Yeah. And
it was Destiny 2.
Wow.
Which really surprised me because, and one of the guys on Kind of Funny made a good point. They broke off from Activision, and they've kind of been doing everything indie since, like on their own.
Right.
Bungie has.
Right.
So there's a lot of talk of maybe the fact that they took that stance.
People are looking at that as like a major what they wanted Bungie to do.
Right. So I'm thinking that might be part of it.
All right, fine, community.
I still don't necessarily agree with it. And that's coming from a diehard Destiny fan. Yeah. I don't necessarily agree with that. Best VR game. Mm-hmm. I picked Beat Saber. You picked No Man's Sky. It was Beat Saber.
Oh, boo.
Best action game. You picked Devil May Cry. I picked Gears 5. It was Devil May Cry.
Hey. Yeah, take that.
Best action adventure game. You picked Resident Evil 2. I picked Sekiro.
Because of Mr. X. Punch you in the face.
Punch in the face. It was Sekiro.
Oh, dang it. I should have. Oh, I didn't want to pick it because you picked it.
Yeah, there was a lot. There were a lot of those.
Darn.
Best RPG. I picked Disco Elysium.
Yeah.
You picked Outer Worlds.
Yeah.
It was Disco Elysium.
Boo. I think that one's a shill. I think somebody had some money under the table.
Oh,
I don't
whatever.
buy it.
You haven't even played Disco Elysium. Best fighting game. You picked Mortal Kombat. I picked Super Smash Brothers. I feel like you picked Mortal Kombat only because I picked Super Smash Brothers.
Oh, absolutely.
Super Smash Brothers won.
Well, duh.
You missed out on a lot of points here just because
I'm okay
you were
with
trying to be
it. My
different.
conscience is more clear. More clear.
By the way, I'm going to be making and selling a new shirt that says "Shut It, Sam." The Nintendo category, best family.
That's going to be
game.
really sad when my friends show up with that on. I'll be like, dang it.
Hey, Brent.
If they get to this point.
Brent, Justin, you guys, you want that shirt?
How many minutes are we
Tell
in?
me what size.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they even listen. The Nintendo category, best family game. We both picked Super Mario Maker. It was Luigi's Mansion. I mean, it's not a bad choice. Other than Ring Fit Adventure and Smash Brothers, my opinion, because I don't think a fighting game is really family based. Because like me, Monica, and Austin could probably play Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Might not Logan. He might get frustrated with controls a little bit. But so yeah. Okay. So Vic, you get that one. Best strategy game. I picked Fire Emblem.
Okay.
And you, if I remember, oh, there it is, Wargroove separated.
That's right.
I'm like, why am I not seeing yours?
Yeah.
You picked Wargroove for some reason.
Sounded cool.
Fire Emblem 1. You need to play this game.
I think you had a insight to this. You knew what was happening.
I think I've played more games.
You talked to Jeff Keighley.
I got a hold of Jeff Keighley. Yep. Best racing game. We both picked Trash Team Racing, and we were both right.
All right.
You did not get your bonus point because they did not say trash. So, best multiplayer game. I picked Apex. You picked Tetris 99. It was Apex.
Oh, give me a break. That's garbage too. Tetris 99.
Fresh indie game, which went to the developer. I picked ZAUM for Disco Elysium. You picked House. You picked House for Untitled Goose Game. It was ZAUM for Disco Elysium. Now you don't want to have anything to do with this game. Pure off. Creator of the year.
I'm never playing Disco Elysium. I'm staying up right now. Taking a stand.
Hey, I'll tell you what. ZAUM. We both want to try this game.
Nope. I don't even care if you gave me money to
if they gave you a free code.
Never.
Oh wait, you don't even have anything to play it on because
I'll throw it in the trash.
Creator of the year. We both picked the only person we knew, Shroud, and he won.
Did he really?
He won.
Good job, Shroud.
But I did see something interesting because I honestly didn't know who any of these people were. Ewok.
Yeah.
Or am I thinking?
Is he an actual Ewok?
She.
Is she an actual Ewok?
No, she is not.
Does she dress up as an Ewok?
No, she does not.
I'll
go back to that here in a second. Best esports game. So now we were getting into stuff we didn't vote for. League of Legends wants best esports game.
Boo.
Esports player was Booga.
Oh, Booga. Good job, man.
Do you know who Booga is, or are you just saying good job?
No, I know him. He's really good.
Personally?
Yeah.
Yeah, best friend?
Mm-hmm. He's on my phone.
You should see if he wants to be on the podcast.
I should. Booga, anytime you want to come join us, let us know.
Best esports team, G2 Esports.
Oh, nice. Good job,
looks
G2.
like they play League of Legends.
Well done.
Best esports event, League of Legends.
Boo.
Best esports coach, Zonic.
Oh, Zonic's a good guy. Okay.
Yeah. Best esports host, Shizox, which is a woman. FFA.
I feel like that was just chosen because she's a woman. I'm not sure about that.
I don't know. It's the Spanish one, which Spanish sports calling is usually pretty.
It's pretty good. It's pretty decent.
Like go.
Okay.
I can only imagine.
I'm going to give it to you.
I only imagine that being in esports. Ewok. I thought I marked it on here, and I might be wrong. There was somebody that they were showing in the esports stuff who it was a woman and she was deaf, but she's a gamer. And it might not be an Ewok. If it wasn't, I apologize, but I don't remember what category it was. I just don't pay attention to that very much. But I thought that was interesting. One other award that I want to point out that I didn't realize they were doing. They did a tournament-style Fan Choice Game of the Year award.
Okay.
I don't know who all the other people were in the category, other than I can almost guarantee you that the same people were in the Game of the Year were in it. But none of those people won Game of the Year. You want to know who the fans vote?
If I guess it, winner takes all. I beat everybody tonight. And I get 3 guesses.
3 guesses?
Because 3 guesses is the magic number.
So here's the deal. Before we get to this, you have 5 points. I have 14 points. Vic has 6 points.
All right, what do you say to that? Take all the marbles.
We'll make it worth 10 points, but if you get it wrong, you lose 10 points.
So
but I have one question.
A -5.
You have a -5. But I have one question.
Yeah.
Do you already know the answer to this?
No.
Oh, okay.
I actually don't. I don't have any clue.
All right, screw it. Whatever.
So I was going to guess Rainbow Six Siege.
No. You would have lost your mind and I said yes, wouldn't you? You'd have been like, yes.
I'd be like, yeah, take that, Vic.
Is your next guess going to be Untitled Goose Game?
I should. All right, I'm going to go ahead and toss the towel, and you just tell me who won. Who won all of it?
You did? You done?
Yeah, that was it. I just wanted to guess one. But this was
Fire Emblem. 3
really?
houses.
I see. I never would have just guessed that.
Yeah, no, that's who the fans voted as the game of the year.
Yeah, I probably would have gone like Smash. Untitled Goose Game would have been my next one, and that would have been it. Okay.
Which blew. I was like, thank you for at least the people who play video games knowing that was a really good game.
Good on them.
So we need to get you a way to try that game. Do you like turn-based RPGs?
I take them or leave them sometimes.
Yeah, I'll tell you it's not even so much.
Is it like Super Mario RPG?
No.
Do I press buttons whenever I'm shooting fireballs or jumping on people?
No.
Oh, then
you
I don't know.
Jump on people. You do sometimes shoot fireballs, depending on your character.
Do you press a button to shoot more fireballs?
Sometimes.
Well, then I may be in.
I will say more than the gameplay, it's the story.
Yeah, that's what I've heard with those games.
So
because you have to make some hard decisions.
You really do. And there's 2 ways to play it. There's permadeath.
Yeah.
You can play it that way, or you can just play it where, basically, if you're doing a battle and you have a character that dies, you can have the game set up to where they die, or you can have the game set up to where they're
sleeping.
retreat.
They're sleepy. They're
well,
tired.
no, they retreat.
Gotcha.
So
it's like XCOM. XCOM has permadeath in it.
Does it?
It's very sad.
They
when you lose a really good sniper. It's like, no.
Is that personal experience?
It was. I named it after I named my friends all the things. And Jen, one of my buddy's wives, was my best sniper, and she got taken out in a mat. And I was like, no, I couldn't protect her. I had nothing. I couldn't do anything to save her. Sorry, Jen. You went down. In a blaze of glory, though, you did take out quite a few people.
What's really cool is, so when you play the game and you start with your character, you pick which house you want to join. And then you play the game through from that perspective of that house.
Oh, nice.
You can then restart the game from one of the other 2 with, it's kind of a new game plus type mode.
Oh, gotcha.
So you get to keep some experience and some other stuff that you can use to purchase upgrades. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But then you get to play it again from the other point of view. And even playing through it once will make you go, wait, but what happens if you're the other house? Like, how does that play out?
How long are the storylines?
Oh, it's, I think one time through is at least 20 to 30 hours.
Yeesh. I don't know if I have that time in my life.
Yeah, if I before you leave, I'll pull my Switch open and look see what my save file, because my save file says how many hours I put in it.
Okay.
So
as long as I can jump on this Gucci couch over here.
Yeah, the couch or
whatever this thing's called.
The
love
sack.
Seat. Love sack.
It's the sack.
No, I'm actually looking at it. It's called the love sack.
It is called the love sack.
That makes it worse. Just sack by itself.
Does it really make it worse, or does it make it even more comfortable?
Probably both.
Because every time you show up here, you love jumping onto my sack.
I do love jumping on your sack. Your love sack.
I had to. Sorry.
in the love sack.
Next week is our Christmas episode, and for some reason Sam wants to record, so we're going to get together and we're going to record a...
Yeah, maybe we'll have a special Christmas episode for you.
Yeah.
Which
if it goes live Wednesday...
It'd be perfect.
It'll be a Christmas Day episode.
Yeah, a Christmas miracle.
You'll get up, open your presents, and the two of you that have subscriptions to us will go, oh, look.
That's right. Maybe we'll tell a radio story. You never know.
A radio story?
Yeah. Have you ever seen those or ever heard it? You know, they play the jingles and stuff. We can have I'll write a little script.
You write a script?
Yep.
I've always had an idea for a fake real podcast.
There you go.
But I want actors and people to be involved on them.
How are we not acting?
Oh, how are we not acting?
All the time.
I don't know. You a little more than me, I would say, more than often than not.
When your nose cold will be gone by then, you could play Rudolph, when he had the thing on his nose.
Real quick, I want to throw this out to you on the air because I haven't talked to you about it. I wanted to do our game of our real Grammy Awards.
Yeah.
First episode of the year, I thought it'd be cool if we did one where we have our favorite movie, our favorite video game, and then whatever other awards we feel like giving out.
That would be kind of fun.
Right?
Yeah.
Come up with...
From the previous year? From 2019?
Anything like my favorite alcoholic drink from 2019 was...
Get real deep cuts,
I'll tell you exactly what it was. It was that damn drink from the W because the whiskey one.
It? Oh, man, it was good.
I
should have stopped.
You should have stopped
after the first one.
You should have stopped after the 4 beers you had at French.
But
yes. Cool. Then we will
trouble with impulse control.
Whatever. Maybe we'll record live on Christmas. No, I'm just kidding.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, we'll see how our family's like that. All right. So next week, Christmas episode, we'll come up with something fun.
Sounds like a plan.
You will because you already volunteered.
I did. See how this goes. I've got all tomorrow to come up with stuff.
All tomorrow. Yes. And then you work?
And Friday.
Tomorrow and Friday?
Yeah. So okay. I work, Wednesday, Thursday.
Well, I wish you the best of luck with coming up with something. You write it, I will play along happily.
All right.
And if you need me to come up with a music, I can't do a custom from scratch song, but I'll find any music you need me to download to play on it.
Sounds good.
Sir, as always, it was nice seeing you.
Likewise.
And we will talk again next week.
Till next time.
Bye.
Love sack. Just like the comfiest hug you've ever had. Oh, yes.
Oh. We were talking awesome because I was trying to ask him what he wanted to do for his birthday next year.